It's that time of year again where you ask yourself the big question: what do you get your nearest and dearest? Look no further than this video if you have a Bond fan in your life, or if you're a Bond fan yourself looking to treat yourself to something. I found lots of Bond related goodies from around the internet so you don't have to. Some of these are from last year, with several of them being new releases from this year. This video gives me a good excuse to update this channel with the latest Bond collectibles as well. And no, this isn't a sponsored video, but I have put some Amazon referral links in the description which will help to support this channel if you do decide to buy any of the following from Amazon. First up, some bits and pieces released last year, following the release of Spectre, but still nice collectibles for any Bond fan if they don't already own them. Like the Spectre Edition Scalextric Set, with 1:32 scale versions of the Aston Martin DB10 and Jaguar CX-75. It recently received a big price cut at a few retailers, including Amazon, who are selling it for £75 at the time of making this video, down from over £100. Be warned, reviews aren't amazing, but it will hopefully satisfy the biggest of Bond fans anyway. There's a micro Scalextric set as well, featuring the DB5 and DBS if you can't push to the bigger price tag, and I recently obtained this set brand new for £22. Corgi also released a twin set of the Aston Martin DB5 and DB10, both of which featured in Spectre. This can be yours for around £30. Toy State also added the Light and Sound edition of the DB10 to their range, which can be obtained nowadays for around £10. The 007 shop has many different products available throughout the world. Their DB10, CX-75, DB5 and DB5 license plate keyrings are particularly nice, but they aren't the cheapest. There's a Spectre branded t-shirt, cap, umbrella, USB stick, laptop bag, power bank, pen and notebook. And if you really want to splash out, there's a replica Spectre ring, prop replicas, and extremely pricey DuPont lighters, pens, and Globetrotter wallets, bags and suitcases, ranging from £100 to well over £1,000. A few books from last year also come highly recommended. Some Kind of Hero is a fascinating read, and covers every single Bond film in great detail, revealing stories that I personally hadn't come across before, even though I take pride in my Bond knowledge. The Spectre edition of the James Bond Archives is smaller in size to the original sold-out more expensive version, but no less informative. Still a large and heavy book, there's no better way to spend £30 if you want a book about Bond. Finally, Blood, Sweat and Bond takes a behind-the-scenes look at the making of Spectre through lots of on-set photographs. Don't expect much in the way of text, but this book has been as little as £5 in some discount British bookstores like The Works, so keep a lookout for a bargain. Despite a lull in Bond news this year, we've still been treated to new Bond books and collectibles. Out-of-print Clothing have recently released a range of t-shirts and sweatshirts featuring artwork from the original versions of the first 3 Bond novels. Not really my style, but they are somewhat different to other Bond-themed clothing, so might appeal to some, particularly fans of the novels, and they do ship worldwide. As for the books, there have been several releases. First off, the Folio Society, who makes special collectible illustrated hardback copies of famous pieces of literature, have now doubled their Ian Fleming range by releasing From Russia with Love. They aren't cheap, priced at £35 in the UK and $60 in the US, but they do feature exclusive artwork and come in hardback format. You get free shipping on your first order as well. I believe they have an offer on currently for 15% off their Ian Fleming set, which includes their first release of Casino Royale as well. If you want to further look into the production of Bond films, there are a couple of books available for you. Peter Lamont, production designer on many Bond films, has released a book called The Man with the Golden Eye, Designing the James Bond Films. It details his work on 18 James Bond films, following his rise up the ranks, eventually taking over from the legendary Ken Adams. It features lots of photos, including some of his own. MI6 Confidential magazine also have some limited signed editions of issue 37 of their magazine, which contains a feature on him. On Set of James Bond Spectre was also released this year. Very little info is available on this book, and only appears to be available through Amazon. It contains text from Sam Mendes and features on-set photographs. Once I get my hands on it, I'll produce a closer look video. As an alternative, you could purchase a book that hasn't actually been published yet. Nick Parkhouse is crowdfunding through Unbound for a new book covering the history of the James Bond themes. The best thing about this is that you can get your name published in the book if you support the cause. Of course, in pledging, you'll also receive a copy of the book when published. £10 gets you an ebook copy, £25 a hardback and ebook copy, and £35 gets you a signed hardback and ebook copy. There are other awards available as well. Steve Cole has had a busy year this year, with 2 young Bond novels having been released, with another on the way in March. And the best bit is the hardback copies of the book come signed by the author as standard. Get Heads You Die and Strike Lightning while you can, for less than £10 signed. For fans of the comic strips, the original Express panels are now being re-released in hardback format. The first edition covers the years 1958 to 60, featuring the first 6 Fleming stories in comic book format. Be aware these have been released before in a softback format, so these will be identical apart from the different cover artwork. The comic strips are still continuing to this day, published by Dynamite Entertainment in comic book form. The individual comic books are currently still available through various retailers on eBay for around £3 each, but the first set of 6 issues, entitled VARGR, have been collected into a hardback edition, available for around £10 to £15. Finally, with the year drawing to a close, what better way to see in the new one than with the 007 editions of Belvedere Vodka and Bollinger Champagne, still available from some retailers. Let me know in the comments if I've missed anything that you've come across before, because if I haven't mentioned it here, it's either not worth getting or I don't know about it. Most of these items are appearing on my own Christmas list this year, but I'm always on the lookout for more. And, as always, thanks for watching.